What if the search for justice for a sexually abused child began with a bill? Well, in Lagos, Nigeria's megacity, this is the devastating reality. An investigation by Dev Reporting shows that for poor families, the path to justice is littered with price tags, transforming a basic right into a luxury they cannot afford. Meet Favour Okechukwu, an 11-year-old girl who was gang raped to death in Lagos. 5 years later, her family still has found no justice. They were made to pay for the autopsy, the ambulance, and every other procedure that should have originally been covered by the Lagos state government. The autopsy results mysteriously vanished. The suspects were released. The system that was designed to protect her failed her. And guess what? Favour's story is not an isolated one. We met another mother, a tea seller, whose 10-year-old daughter was sexually assaulted by a neighbor. The police asked her for money just to make an arrest.
So a policewoman in the police station now called me aside and said that it's better that we should not go to gender. That whatever that they are doing here is what gender will also do. That since that these people are begging, that they should just give the boy warning that the boy will not do it again, and then he will write an undertaking that he will not come near I or my daughter.
Under pressure and without the necessary funds, she was persuaded to drop the case. What did the suspect do? All he did was sign an undertaking to stay away. And guess what? Months later, he still found her in a public bathroom and did it again. The second assault happened because the system failed to work the first time. Another mother, a petty trader, was ejected from her home for refusing to drop the case against the man who defiled her 5-year-old daughter. The police released the suspect after just 1 week, blaming her for not getting a medical report fast enough. A report that was delayed by the hospital for 1 month. The law is clear. Rape and defilement carried life sentences. After all, Lagos has domesticated the Child Rights Act. But the data is grim. Children account for over 30% of sexual violence cases reported annually. And in countless more, the cases are abandoned here at the police station. Why? Because officers demand money. They call it mobilization fees, case entry fees, money for fuel, money to charter a vehicle to transfer a case to the special unit. Our undercover visits to stations like Harrowing Estate and Illyric confirmed this. Officers explicitly outlined this cost, putting a price on justice that poor families cannot even afford to pay. This happens despite the shocking information. The government agency assigned to tackle this violence, the DSVA, provides monthly financial support to the police gender unit for this exact cause, to make sure the survivors do not have to bear the cost. We obtained the budget. Hundreds of millions of naira are being allocated, but there is zero transparency on just how this money is being spent. The question is urgent. If the government is funding the police, why are mothers being driven into debt to fund their own child's investigation? The consequences are lifelong. Psychologists detail the deep trauma. Children are forced to carry guilt, shame, and mental health struggles that can last their entire lifetime, affecting their identity and future. In a vacuum left by this terrible failing system, NGOs have stepped up to become the final lifeline. They provide legal aid, counseling, and even transport money to courts, but they are overwhelmed and underfunded. One survivor, now an adult, recounts how her case took over 4 years in the Nigerian court. She stopped going simply because she got tired. She only found her